And we're live. It's episode 41. It's the Everybody Mad the Live podcast. It's Thursday, February the 25th, 2021. It's day 25 of Black History Month and day 36, the 36th full day of the Biden administration. And also, Kenya, today is National Chili Day and National Chocolate Covered Peanut Day.
Wow.
How you doing? My name is Sid Lover.
What's happening? I'm Kenya Kaveen. Thank you very, very much for checking out the Everybody Mad Live podcast. We got a great show lined up for you. The studio link is right below the screen right there, StreamYard.com. Holla at us if you want to get on, talk about all the hot topics that we're going to be discussing tonight. Plus, coming up on this episode, we have the 1-year anniversary of Ahmaud Arbery's death, so we're going to be talking about that.
That's so sad. It's already been a year.
Yeah, right.
They ain't set no trial yet.
We're going to talk about that because I got my opinion on that, and I know you got an opinion on that too, Sid.
I always got an opinion.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. Plus, Kim Kardashian, Kanye West getting a divorce. Now, we knew that was going to happen, right?
Yeah, we knew that. I think some rumbling started way back last year, but definitely even before they, like, you just knew that nuptial was doomed.
The writings were on the wall. The writings were on the wall from day one.
Really,
you know what I mean?
So, and like a lot of people look at him, but look at her. This was her third failed marriage. So, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We know Kanye crazy, but Kim got a little crazy sauce too.
Also, we're going to be talking about Cam Newton and what went down at a football camp and the way he handled the situation with a disrespectful young kid. Said, I know you got something to say about that because
it's crazy. It happened in South Carolina too. Actually Myrtle Beach. It happened in Myrtle Beach. So we'll talk about that because I think he handled it a little bit differently from what I would have handled it. But we'll talk a little bit about that. And also we're talking about some people getting early releases because COVID is helping Sheree, her prison bae, get out of jail early with that. And also Bobby Shmurda, he got out.
Yep, he sure did. Also, K. Michelle did her butt deflate. We're going to be talking about that because that was the news today. Everybody was like, yo, did you see K. Michelle? Did you see K. Michelle? Send it to me this morning. I was like, what? So we got to talk about K. Michelle. And I love
we got the video. We'll look at it.
Okay, so we're going to break it all down. Plus, here's a real good topic that I think that everybody can relate to. Being friends with business associates. Can you do that on the job? We're going to be discussing that. So make sure that you keep it locked to the Everybody Mad Live podcast. Said, what's going on in Detroit, man?
Tomorrow I get my first dose of the COVID vaccine.
What? You getting the vaccine, bro? You didn't even tell me, man.
Well, I just got the email and the text message just basically about an hour and a half ago.
How are you able to get it?
I mean, just like everything, you just got to know some people.
Yeah, pretty much.
You just got to know some people because I'm not quite 65. Not quite in all the realms, but like some people here in Detroit consider me very important to the city of Detroit. So they decide, you know what I'm saying? Young man, come on in here and let's get the shot so we can make sure we take care of you because we need you. We need people like you. So shouts out to those folks who helped me get towards the vaccine. Because, and this is my thing, a lot of people don't necessarily want to take the vaccine, even if they don't want to take it. Well, some people don't want to take it, period. But some people are trying to wait. They want to wait a few months or whatever, see how people react to it and stuff like that. So while people are waiting, why don't you let other people who want it? I want the vaccine. Let people like me get it. Going to get in line because you got the vaccine. You might as well go ahead and get the people vaccinated who want to be vaccinated, and then work on the people who are still waiting and trying to see how the environment is. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because a lot of people
first shot tomorrow.
That's what's up. Because a lot of people were on the fence. I know you were on the fence when we talked about it last year when there was first word of this big COVID vaccine that was coming out, and we were a little bit like on the fence, saying, "I don't know. We're going to wait and see how it affects everybody." But now that people are now getting that second dose and ain't nothing happening to them, everything is fine. People are saying, okay, we're going to go ahead and get the vaccine, but there are still some people that are still a little bit apprehensive, and I understand why, but at the same time, like for me, I told you, and I mentioned this on the podcast, that I am ready to get the vaccine so I can live, you know what I mean? I'm ready to get back out there and start traveling. And of course, I'll still have on a mask, but I'm just ready. I will. As somebody that's had COVID before, I'm telling you, it ain't what you want. So getting the vaccine
I don't want it.
Yeah. So trust me, I don't blame you with getting that vaccine.
Now we got some folks watching on the show right now. You can comment in the comments, and then we can see your comment on the screen. We can put it up, or if you want to be a part of the show and share your comment on the vaccine, you can do that. But I know people are still waiting and that sort of thing. I know some people who are ready to. So it just depends. It looks like I saw a survey earlier today where they vaccinated about 75% of all the nursing home patients. So that's a good thing because they really, really need it. That's a vulnerable population. So I'm glad to see that happening. So we'll see how the vaccine continues to roll. It seems like COVID is kind of stabilizing a little bit, and hopefully it's on the downward trend. So hopefully the vaccine is just a part of that. We all need to figure out what we're going to do about even if you ain't going to get the vaccine, you're going to have to protect yourself.
Yeah, you really are. And you know what? It's funny that you say that too, and that we're having this discussion because earlier today I talked to, I got like a whole bunch of people, like friends that I call brothers and sisters. And one of my friend's daughter, she works at a nursing home, and she was telling me that she is still on the fence with getting the vaccine. But, my thing is, like my mother was once in an assisted living. I would be uncomfortable and feel some kind of way if you're working around my mom and you haven't been vaccinated. You know what I mean? So I think that, now is the time for people to say, you know what, let me go ahead and do this. And I'm surprised that she's able to not, to get by without getting that vaccine because she's an essential worker and she's working around so many elderly people. And when she leaves her job, she's out and about doing, whatever she's doing. So
bringing whatever back.
It should be mandatory that they should be able to get the vaccine.
Yeah, it seems like something, at least with healthcare workers or a lot of, I know private companies are going to have something where the availability, probably by the summertime, a lot of companies will mandate you can't come back here and work if you ain't got your vaccines. And as a private company, they can do that.
Well, once again, we appreciate everybody checking us out. Everybody Mad Live Podcast. We're live right now on Facebook. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Let's go. Hot topics for this week. Tiger Woods. Everybody has been talking about him, and now he is awake and responsive after undergoing emergency surgery on his legs following a serious single car wreck out in LA this past Tuesday. Now, Tiger, we know he's 45 years old. He's a father of two. He underwent hours of surgery to repair what doctors called a significant orthopedic injury to his lower right leg and ankle. I'm telling you, when I saw this, I was like, man, we dealt with Kobe last year. Not Tiger. That was like the first thing that popped up in my head when I heard about Tiger Woods, because it was on the news. Everybody was talking about it. I was like, man, if we lose Tiger, it's like, it's going to be too much, It's going to be too much. So that was my thought initially, but thank goodness he's alive, he's safe, and he's getting the proper care needed so he can have a speedy recovery.
Yeah, it looks like both of his legs have some fractures in it, so he sustained that. So it just depends on how he recovers. They were looking forward to him being the one to break the record of the most major wins in major golf. So they're now wondering how that recovery is going to be, because this could potentially be the end. Like, Tiger ain't young. What is he? 40?
45?
45, yeah. So he's not necessarily young. Your bones don't heal like they used to, So just one of those things. We'll see. But speedy recovers. I'm definitely wishing him the best, because that's definitely our icon, and what exposed a lot of us to golf in the first place was Tiger Woods. So definitely want the best for him.
No doubt. Did you see the documentary? There's a real good documentary on HBO Max right now. Tiger Woods documentary is really good. I actually started. I listened to it. I was in and out of it, but it seems like it's just a real good documentary. You all got to check it out.
I got to get that. But I'm tired of paying for channels. Like, all these new damn channels, like $4.99 for that, $7.99 for that. Like, I got to pay for Disney Plus. I got to pay for Mac. What is it? HBO Plus. BT got a plus now.
BT
Plus. I'm trying to find the little BT show with the Oval and the what is that other show or something like that. I'm like, what? Like I thought we was cutting the cord. Now we going back to we paying all y'all individually. Now, like, we might as well go back to just paying Comcast.
Pretty much, but I mean, and now I can say this. I know Comcast is extremely expensive, and this is a way where people, if you have your Fire Stick, you hook all these different apps up to your Fire Stick, and you can watch TV for a lot cheaper than you were with Comcast. I'm just saying. I can say it now because I used to endorse them. You said what?
Oh, you used to endorse.
So even like me talking about it, I'm like, oh, because I'm so scared to say, because I remember they're very funny about what we used to say as an endorser. But now, shit, I ain't endorsing them, so I can say what I want to say. But yeah, Comcast is expensive.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Well, Well, don't talk too much about Comcast because they are providing the internet for this particular show.
Right. And guess what? We might get picked up as Comcast. I know, right? We might get picked up as endorsers. You never know. You know what I mean? So they might say so.
Right.
Just scratch everything that I said and said. When you edit this, you can just cut out that part that I just. Yeah, exactly. Well, okay, some more news that we got to talk about. Your boy Trump is back. Well, he's kind of back. This Sunday, Trump, he's actually going to deliver his first extended public appearance, on-camera appearance since leaving office. Now, he's going to close out the Conservative Political Action Conference in Orlando, and he's expected to speak about the future of the Republican Party and the conservative movement. Sarah, what's your thoughts on that right there, bro?
It's just crazy, but I love it because that just shows what the party's becoming. They are supporting a loser, like a loser who lost by 8 million votes and who complained about the vote and who lied about everything. And then two, he's a stone cold racist. You know what I'm saying? So like, do y'all, if that's who y'all want to support and that's who y'all want to get behind, even though he lost, like to me, when you lose, that should be a clean break. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you were our leader. Yeah, rah, we behind you. We're fighting for you.
Right.
Well, until you lose. Like, we're fighting for you until you lose. And then you find out after 62 cases in the court and all sorts of other things, and Biden is still president. Well, they got another conspiracy now. I don't know if you heard about this, but those QAnon white folks, they believe that March 4th is going to be the inauguration day. So that'll be when President Trump takes office, because they crazy. The conspiracy is that America is not really a country, and that we really turned into a corporation centuries ago, back when Ulysses Grant was president. So Ulysses Grant was the last president, and he was elected on March 4th, and that's the reason why now we're going to have a new President Trump. See how crazy it sounds? Like
that's ridiculous.
What you talking out? Because I'm not a person to tell nobody that you stupid. You know what I'm saying? I'm not stupid, but I know. You know, you can change my mind, but just tell me. You know what I'm saying? So once you talk it out, and you talking it out, like this don't even make no sense. So how are y'all as adults believing this?
Maybe they're doing a bunch of crystal meth. Who knows? Because I mean, that's just the most asinine.
Oh, yeah, definitely drugs. I think Trump has turned his people into kind of like a cult almost. Yeah. And then with that cult, he's kind of almost deputized them. He's like a mob boss. So his mobsters are his people. So now his people is scaring up all the other people who are Republicans. So it's almost like that's the grand scale. Like it's like a combination of political party, combination of cult, combination of mob. It's just the craziest thing. It's like, how are y'all so stupid and so scared? Yeah. I don't get it.
Well, we're going to follow that story. Make sure that you check us out on Instagram at Everybody Mad to stay up on what's going on with Trump. Keeping it moving, Ahmaud Arbery's mom filed a federal lawsuit Tuesday alleging that police in Brunswick, Georgia, and 2 local prosecutors conspired to cover up Ahmaud's death and protect the men involved in his death. Now, you said what's that?
I said, and they did.
Absolutely, they did, and we all know that. Anyway, the suit is seeking $1 million in damages, and actually claims that the police department and officials with the Brunswick DA's office worked together to paint Ahmaud Arbery as a violent criminal and absolved Gregory McMichael and his son Travis and their neighbor William Bryant of any wrongdoing. Now, we all know that this cover-up with Ahmaud actually began when police arrived on the scene, and no one was arrested for shooting Ahmaud. There was no arrest,
no one
like that. And it had everybody kind of scratching their head. But the reality is that Gregory was already an officer with the Glenn County Police for 7 years. So in the months beforehand, Glenn County Police Officer Robert Rash, he's actually named in this suit too, he had given Gregory permission to act as a law enforcement and guarding a nearby house under construction. And the complaint alleges that the father-son duo believed that they were actually acting on behalf of the undercover Glenn County Police Department. So had this video not come out, these men would not have successfully conspired to cover up Ahmaud's murder at all. And it's really sad, when you think about it, because this is we're on the anniversary, and it hasn't gone to court yet. They haven't had their day in court yet. So it's kind of strange because the McMichaels and Bryant, they were later arrested, and this was back in June, and the grand jury indicted all three on suspicion of malice murder, felony murder, aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and criminal attempt to commit false imprisonment. Now, all three pleaded not guilty and were denied bail. So the question is, why do you think that it's taking so long to schedule a trial? I just think that it's a situation of their white privilege. I think that
Georgia, y'all racist down there.
You said what's that?
Y'all is racist down in Georgia. Y'all got some racist prosecutors down there. Y'all got some racist sheriffs down there. Y'all got like the law enforcement and a lot of y'all judges and legal system down there like is racist. So I think that's what it is. And I'm really totally agree with this conspiracy suit. And you got to go federal because like you can't trust that the state of Georgia will give you any sort of justice because Georgia just now got a hate crime law.
Yeah.
Just now.
Yeah, and trust me when I say I know that down in Brunswick they've been shooting black people down there and covering it up for years. They've been doing this for years. So it just so happened that Ahmaud's death got caught on video, and now everybody's up in arms. But let me tell you something. This family, they have ties to the police department. They are still trying to cover it up. So that's why, like you just mentioned, it's a bunch of racist people down there still trying to cover it up because if one person goes down, they all gonna go down, and they're afraid of that. So that's why they keep postponing this trial, and it keeps getting pushed back.
Yeah. So we had on the show a few months ago the state rep, and he was working on the citizens arrest law.
Right.
I wonder how they've gone with that because that was a part of the Ahmaud case. Was that they were trying to citizens arrest him because they said that he was potentially doing something with private property. I wonder how that's going because that's just a part of the wheelhouse. Just things that we have to change.
And it's real sad, but I will say this too. Only $1 million. I mean, I feel like they should go for more, but I guess they're trying to send out a message too that, look, this has been going on for us. This has been going on too long. Yeah. You haven't brought these people to the table and made them accountable. They haven't been held accountable for their actions. So let's just go ahead and file this lawsuit. But the mom deserves much more than $1 million because with that lawsuit being $1 million, the lawyer is going to take almost half of that anyway. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it should be like at least $10 million. Yeah. At least. That's a life.
That's what Breonna's family got. Breonna Taylor's family got $10 million. But then again, too, the culprits of that particular was the city employees. Whereas this case, you got citizens,
citizens that were thinking that they were city employees, trying to act like they were city employees.
Right.
So we're going to follow that story right there. But definitely RIP to Ahmaud Arbery. And our prayers are still with his family and his friends. And hopefully justice will be served. Yeah. Period. That's it. Yeah. All right, well, switching gears, man, let's talk entertainment news. Said last Friday, Kim Kardashian finally pulled the plug on a divorce from Kanye West after almost 7 years of marriage. Now, the couple shares 4 kids. That's North Saint, Chicago, and Song. Well, the word is that it was an amicable split. Kanye, they say he isn't doing well because, Kanye, he's mentally off. He's got bipolar. He's got like a whole bunch of health issues with his mental health and everything like that. But they say he's not doing well. But Kim is supposedly real sad about this breakup, but she's relieved that she finally did it. And she supposedly feels confident in her decision. So the question is, what are your thoughts about another Hollywood couple calling it quits? I mean, like I said, when we started the show, the writings were on the wall. I think that when Kanye said that he was going to run for president, that's when I was like, okay, I know Kim is about to divorce him because he's really starting like a downward spiral. And, I never make fun of people with mental health because my mother had issues, like with having dementia. So, I think that mental health is something that we should really take seriously and never make fun of. But I just knew, especially that video right there. I was like,
that was in South Carolina.
Yeah, I was like,
this happens in South Carolina.
Yeah, I was like, Kim is about to leave Kanye.
Yeah, that's when I knew too. And then too, that picture where they were crying in Wisconsin. Well, not Wisconsin, Wyoming. And then that's the other thing too. He's been living in Wyoming for the better part of the pandemic, at least since last summer. Kim ain't moving to Wyoming.
No, there's nothing in Wyoming.
Ain't no Kardashian going to live in Wyoming, period.
There's no Gucci shops in Wyoming.
Ain't no Botox there.
Yeah, you know, come on.
No shots there.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I will say, you know, I do feel bad for them, but I mean, again, these are rich folks with all this money, and I felt like Kim shouldn't have gotten with Kanye anyway. You know what I mean? Like, just based on both of their dating history. I think, wasn't she just getting out of that marriage with the white dude?
Yeah, for like, what, 90 days? Or like something. Like, it was real quick. It was like, girl, you could have been on that reality show. What's that thing? 90 Day Fiance. You got to get fiancé.
Yeah, I just felt like, you know, just people just jump into these relationships without really getting to know somebody. And they think they know them because, you know, they're celebrities and they know them just by the stuff that everybody knows. But you really got to get to know somebody. And then when that information broke that Kanye had mental issues and was bipolar, I know she was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? And I couldn't even understand, like, why you keep on having these kids. I understand, like, the last kids were, you know, from a surrogate and everything like that. But still, like,
I didn't realize they had 4, but
yeah, they had 4. So
good luck to them.
Yeah, well, you know, Kanye's boy, Meek Mill, actually revealed that he privately apologized to Vanessa Bryant for name dropping Kobe Bryant in an unreleased track after she called him out. Now, before she blasted him, he was seemingly defending the controversial metaphor, but it appears that he had a change of heart after the unreleased track featuring Lil Baby titled Don't Worry, R.I.P. Kobe leaked online. On the track, Meek, he actually used a metaphor which referred to the helicopter crash that took the life of Kobe and his 13-year-old daughter and 7 people last year. Meek rapped, yeah, and if I ever lack, I'm going out with my chopper, it'll be another Kobe. That was straight disrespectful, and I felt like it was just too soon to come out with a song like that. I don't know where Meek's head was with that. And, you know, he jumped online and was like, you know, you all didn't even hear the whole track and this and that, but still... it's still inappropriate. You know what I mean? It's inappropriate. And he got pulled to the table on it. People are calling him out for it. It was dead wrong. And so when Vanessa got upset and when she released that statement, that's when he was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and apologize for it. So he has apologized. All is well. People will forget about it, and Meek Mill will continue to be a successful cat. That's it, because everybody has short-term memories.
Yeah, they do. And then we have this cult of celebrity. So if you are a celebrity, and as long as you ain't doing nothing real bad, you'll be all right.
You'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? It was just a bad choice of words and just very tasteless to do, but he's gonna be straight. So keeping it moving. Last weekend, your boy Cam Newton and his foundation 7-on-7 team hit up a football camp in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And while the young players and prospects did their thing on the field, one teenage player started heckling Cam Newton, who's about to be a free agent. And the teenager thought that Cam was about to be poor because of it. Now, we all know it don't work that way. We all know that this kid was definitely misinformed. But what really had everybody tripping was that this dude called Cam Newton an ass, and he's at a Cam Newton football camp. Here's a clip.
You about to be poor. You about to be poor. I'm rich. You about to be poor. I'm rich. You're a free agent. You're a free agent. I'm rich. He's a free agent. Where's your daddy at? Let me talk to your dad. Let me talk to your dad. Oh, where's your dad? You're a free agent. Where's your dad? You're an agent. You're a free agent. Talk to. Let me. Where's your dad? Where's your pop?
Yeah. How long has Cam been in the league? Since 2000 and years.
For a long time. We all know that Cam Newton's money is long. It's amazing to me, just the disrespect of the youth. So a lot of people, they were applauding Cam for the way that he handled this situation. And some people, like Shannon Sharp, shouts out to Shannon Sharp, Savannah State alumni, he was like, yo, I would have kicked him off the field.
That's exactly what I would have. I'm old school. You don't and I do appreciate Cam because I don't go back and forth with kids. You know what I'm saying? I don't argue with kids. We're not on the same level, so we're not going to be arguing back and forth or doing that. Now I know some stuff is in fun, and I know it's sports and different things like that. But if I was in charge of the camp, that whole team, those 7-on-7 players, that whole team, y'all running because y'all boy got mouth. So make the whole team run. All 7 of y'all running, and if y'all don't run, y'all can leave my camp.
Yeah,
just simple that. Because my thing is kids are disrespectful to the point to where even if you don't appreciate what he's done or don't know what he's done, you didn't pay for this opportunity. A lot of people fund these things like that. Like I know how much it costs for Little League sports and stuff like that. Like like that stuff ain't free, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of those kids don't have the resources for it. Their parents don't have the resources for it. So you have people like Cam Newton, you have people with organizations and foundations who step in and provide these opportunities because they know these kids have a little bit of talent some way, so they want to give them a pathway to somewhere. But you come to a camp from a man who's already where you want to be. Like, if you play football, you want to be in the NFL, right?
Right.
If you play football, you want to win the Heisman Trophy, right? Exactly. If you play football, you want to win he's won a national championship. He's won the Heisman Trophy. He's gone to a Super Bowl. Like, he's done stuff that you want to do as a football player, and you go to a football camp and disrespect him. Yeah, you can go by. But I do get the other part. I do get the other part because a lot of these kids don't have the proper mentorship, the proper training, so they get in environments like this, don't know how to act, don't know how to appreciate things. So then you have to have Cam Newton and people like that come back and bring it back home. And sometimes like that heavy-handed, like I'm old school, like that's me, but these kids nowadays, some of them don't necessarily respond to their heavy-handed approach, like they respond, like they're going back and forth and that sort of thing.
Yeah, they don't. I had a situation like that too, where there was a young cat back at the radio station said in Savannah, kind of was just being very disrespectful to me. But I opened the door. I opened the door for him to be there, but then you're being disrespectful to me.
Like, I got you in here. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, come on. You know what I'm saying? So when I took him off his shift and everything, man, he had a fit, tried to drag me and slam me on social media and everything like that. But bro, I put you in this position right here and you're effing out. You know, you're not doing what you're supposed to do, and then you're making me look bad. But then you're going to sit up here and be disrespectful to me. Yeah. And I open the door for you.
That's the wrong thing to do.
It's crazy. And I think, and once again, like how you said, how you strong arm, I strong armed him. And the way I talked to him was a way that, you know, like a lot of people, they would be shocked because I went in on him. I'm cursing him out, just going off and everything. I wasn't professional. I lost my cool because at the end of the day, bro, like I opened this door for you and you're being disrespectful, man. Like you can't do that to people. You can't do that to people. So, but he didn't receive that, you know, just the way that some people like this new generation, they just don't get that. They don't get it.
That player went on to apologize to Cam. This was his apology. He said first and foremost, he wants to express his deepest apologies to Cam and his entire organization, his coaches, and his actions at the 7-on-7 tournament this past weekend. I did not intend for it to go as far as it did. First, I'd like to start off by saying my parents never taught me to be disrespectful to people. As a football player, I let my competitive side get the best of me, and it was a huge miscommunication. It was in the midst of the moment, and I realize now how a lot of you took it as disrespectful.
Well, I mean, I think that someone wrote that for him. I don't think that he wrote that. You know what I mean? It's too grammatically right, and the way that he was acting does not correlate with the way that press release, that apology was written at all. So let's just be honest and call it a spade a spade. Like that little ninja, he didn't write that. You know what I'm saying?
Like, this is from a Cam Newton camp in 2018. Same thing. Disrespect for kids.
Oh, he was a fruity. Did you tell Vamila happy Father's Day? What happened in the Super Bowl? What happened in the Super Bowl? Damn. What you say?
So they clowning him after the Super Bowl. You know, obviously, Cam Newton and the Panthers played against the Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl a few years back, and they lost that particular game. Von Miller was the MVP of that game, the linebacker. So he had a pretty good game. So they was clowning him about that. But that's just to say that, like, this generation of kids, like, they are just disrespectful. Like I would never think, like, if I'm on a team that I'm going to try and clown someone who is a professional where I am. But I think it's just a social media thing, is that, like, everybody got balls. Like, social media has given everybody balls, and they believe that they can just say what they want to, be who they want to be. Like, we clash, because I don't get down like that.
Right. And then again, you know, with the kids like Clown and Cam, they're not even on his level. Like I don't see how they can't see. You can't say shit because you're not on his level.
Even though he's where I want to be, I'm still Clown. Make that make sense.
Don't make no sense at all. Don't make no sense. Leave your comments, because we want to hear your thoughts on this hot topic right here. All right, so keeping it moving, your boy Deion Sanders' coaching debut at Jackson State University was overshadowed by a crazy, bizarre story about someone stealing his personal belongings from his locker room after his first victory. Now, Deion was adamant that the items were stolen, and he even said that he had a witness. Someone from the school claimed that Deion's items were never stolen, but simply misplaced. Now, he says that, that's BS. Like, someone stole my stuff, and he said that the female staff member that actually saw it, his witness, walked in on the thief, but didn't confront the thief because she couldn't fight the dude off. A long story short, his personal items, they were found and returned. So the question is, should Deion have mentioned the theft in the press conference? I mean, when you're pissed off, when you're pissed off, you want to bring attention to something so it won't happen again. And this wasn't the first time that some of his stuff was stolen. I think his car was actually stolen on campus, right? There was something that I heard, like, so this was a second incident that he had at Jackson State. So he's saying it, he's going to bring it out to the public so it won't happen again. And then okay.
But is the public stealing from him? Or is it people who are within his group of people who he just need to have a better understanding of, like, who he's hiring or the people who are around him? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like to me, like, why are you blowing up an issue about something that happened to you? Like, they're not stealing from the university. They stole your boombox. They stole your wallet. They stole your jewelry. Like, stop bringing all that stuff to the damn stadium anyway. Like, you are there to coach. And like, too, you Deion Sanders, it ain't a whole lot of millionaires in Jackson, Mississippi. So you know what you're doing, and you know that you are high profile, you are a target. So because you are a target, then, like, you do two things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you either harden yourself as a target, which means you get security, you get better access, you get better lock boxes, whatever it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or you just shut up about it. And that's my thing. Shut up about it, because, like, handle it internally, because, like, your team just won 53-0. Here's the press conference. We ain't hear nothing, barely about that team.
God bless you. Appreciate you everything. I'm pissed off right now because I had mixed emotions. We won. Kids played really well. While the game was going on, somebody came in and stole every damn thing I had in the locker room.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know.
Watches.
Like, I don't care when millionaires lose their stuff. Like I really don't.
How?
But he's pissed off, and I don't blame him for saying something. I would say something too, because there's Jackson State. They need to do something better about their security. They need to handle the situation, because it happened on their. It happened.
But he's the head coach. He can talk to his athletic director. Get me some better securities. Let me buy myself a safe. Let me stop bringing the stuff to the stadium if I know I ain't got nowhere to lock it up. Like that's and like, not to say that you can't have kind of things and you can't bring things about, but dude, you a millionaire. I'm sure you got insurance on all your stuff, which if you don't, you should. Like I'm not even rich, but like my personal things that I cherish and hold very high in value, I got insurance on them. So if something happens to them, they can be replaced. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like, dude, you got money. Like, focus on them kids. Look, this is after a game. These are your first words after your first game. Hey, I'm glad, but I'm pissed off. Somebody stole all my stuff. Talk about these players who've been waiting all since COVID. They ain't got to play this whole summer. They've been practicing since 2020. Talk about these players who shut out that team, gave them 0 points, won 53-0. Focus on that. And then another day, I'm not saying don't focus on that, but I'm saying, should that be your first thing that you talk about at your press conference? You could have had this press conference Monday. Hey, what I didn't tell you, we were celebrating, but we was kind of pissed off on Saturday because somebody stole my stuff. And here's what we're gonna do. I've talked to the athletic department, I've talked to this and whatever. And then if you wait to Monday to have that press conference, then more information would have come out, and then it wouldn't have been the mixed messages, because Jackson State sent something out on Saturday. He tweeted out something different. A media said something. It's like you got 3 or 4 different stories on Saturday, and you just won the game. We ain't talking about your game. We talking about your stuff.
That's a good point. Sam. You made a real good point. I can understand why he was in his emotions, he was in his feelings, and he wanted to say, look, this is what's happening, and I want this to stop.
Stop hiring thieves.
Let's talk about your girl Kandi Burris from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Down here in Atlanta, everybody's been talking about this. Her ex-boyfriend / baby daddy Block. This is the father of her daughter Riley. Actually claims that Kandi was his side piece when they first hooked up, and she got pregnant when he was already in a relationship with somebody else. Block said that Kandi knew that he had a family, and she even called his girlfriend and said, "You know what? I'm pregnant with your man's baby." That's what Kandi did. I mean, I'm not really surprised, you know what I'm saying? But Block claims that Kandi kept Riley away from him, and that's the reason why he doesn't have a relationship with Riley. And he also claims that he paid his child support too. Why he's talking now all of a sudden? Probably because he's fed up that Kandi's been talking about him on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, saying that he's not paying child support. So this is kind of like his way of being petty and getting back at Kandi for it. But I don't think anybody really cares. You know, it's just like it happened.
You know, because it's like this, like you know, and I'm gonna speak on this, like when I was dealing with Kandi, I already had a family. So I had a daughter inside of it.
Yeah.
Then when you go behind my back and you call my girl at home and tell her you pregnant, you got to handle that beef yourself. So now my girl at home said, "Bitch, fuck you. You ain't telling him." So now I'm caught up in the beef of, because what's right is I'm gonna take care of my kid if that's my responsibility.
Yeah.
But if you choose to keep your kid over there and don't bring him over here, that's you. Because one thing about me, I'm not gonna chase you at all.
Yeah.
Now, if you want me to put a check in the mail to do that, I did that for 14 years.
Yeah.
And when Riley turned 14, her mom was like, "Listen, I'm gonna let you handle that a little bit. Y'all got a relationship, you gotta handle your business." Now, if she was raised up hearing y'all beefing with me, and she wanna keep her relationship to herself, that's that. Yeah. I'm here. Yeah. But you know, like I just don't jump through hula hoops with stuff like that. That just ain't never be me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you know.
No, I don't.
But see, the thing is, Block, as a man, that, you know, he's saying that Kandi's, you know, I feel like he still should have made more of an effort to be in Riley's life.
You got to. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like despite what's going on with you and your baby mama, you know what I'm saying? Like, you still got to be able to make an effort, and you have to be diligent about it and say, you know what? I know that, you know, we're adults right here. We have this situation, but let's go ahead and come together and co-parent this child.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say he never even saw Kandi even as that. Like, you can see like, even with the way he described the situation, like, how does that make Riley feel? Like you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my thing. You got to think about stuff like that. And it's that, like, you got kids and that sort of thing, whatever. But like, he's almost trying to play like the sympathetic angle with whoever's interviewing at Hot 107. But I'm like, you decided to lay up with Kandi when you had 4 kids. So like, are we supposed to feel some sort of way and feel sort of sorry for what you're going through, or have some sympathy for what you didn't get to be able to do? Like, no, you're responsible for all that. Like, and like, because you got a broken relationship with Riley, that's all your fault. Like, I didn't have a relationship with my father kind of growing up. It was just like very similar to Riley in that respect, is that like there were other kids, because my father had other kids, but we didn't really hang out as youngsters. We didn't hang out as growing up or whatever. We're just not connecting now as adults or whatever, but it's just the same thing. And like, to me, in any of those cases, it's hard to put the onus on that child or anything. A lot of that responsibility, to me, usually relies on that father and like that initial thing that you decided to do and step outside of your relationship. Notwithstanding the kids, like, I know the kids are what comes after, like, the fact of the moment of, or the tryst, or whatever you want to call it or whatever.
Right.
Still, like, you made that decision to step out on the woman that you had at home, and now the residual problems are being caused with that, with not just that child, with that family and all sorts of things. So like, to me, it's hard to kind of shield yourself from that responsibility. You did that from that initial responsibility when you stepped out on your wife or girl or whoever had them 4 kids and decided to get married. That's on you, bro.
Well, were you resentful too? Like, did you ever try to reach out to him, or did he try to reach out to you?
No, it was less that. I think it was more so like they had another, like, I think my parents both had situations where they weren't seeing eye to eye. So obviously, like there's a level of comfort that the custodial parent is not going to allow the other parent to kind of take you in certain sort of situations if they're not seeing eye to eye. So like we didn't really spend a whole lot of time together as when I was younger. So like I kind of looked at that as being missing out on something, but I guess I reconcile myself with that. Like that's what it is. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I won't allow that to define myself or like slow me down. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna still go towards what I want to do, but it's just one of those things that like we all have those situations that a lot of men put their families into because they decide to do different things outside of their primary relationship, you know.
Mm-hmm. And then not even realizing that it's just a bigger picture. It's more than just the wife that has to deal with that situation. It's the kids too. It's like so many people are affected by indiscretion. Yeah, by his indiscretion. So it's really unfortunate. Like we see that all the time. It's really unfortunate. Leave your comments. Let us know your thoughts as we proceed to give you what you need. More hot topics, man. This whole K. Michelle situation. Let's talk about K. Michelle because when I saw the video, I was like, it didn't look like her butt deflated, but everybody's saying that her butt deflated live on Instagram. She was twerking it up to a Cardi B song, and people are saying that her butt implant deflated. I don't necessarily think so. I just feel like it was just the dress. But here's a video, and you decide. It didn't even look like
I know that's right. And not the belly band, take a man, Balenciaga brought it back and all these bitches talk. It's big bad and not the belly.
Let's slow down just a
That's still I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. I think that's just her outfit that she had on.
No, I think that's the extra skin because she actually she had a tweet, but they took it down. I had a tweet from her where she talked a little bit about it, but it was similar to like the body shaming. She was talking about how she's always been open and honest with her journey. Obviously, she almost died with a lot of the surgeries and with the existing of the implants in her body. So she experienced a lot with that. She had a tweet. Now, I think she deleted it because I tried to put it on and it's all gone, but she had a tweet out where she wanted to just say that she was disappointed in a lot of the women deciding to essentially body shame her because they know what she's been going through. They know that she's died. They know that almost died in procedures and stuff like that. So that was her frustration in kind of seeing that and viewing that on social media is that like Black women, we should be lifting each other up and empowering each other. But now you're clowning me on social media because like my extra skin, like I'm not sure what that's called. That's not the fupa, but that's the little like.
No, it's not fupa.
Well, like that's the extra skin because like you know her like the implant obviously creates.
They took it out.
Right.
So then there's extra skin. So for the people that don't know, K. Michelle's had an extensive amount of plastic surgery to get her, you know, like she had like ass shots at one time. She's had, I think it was silicone. Like I think it's a difference between silicone and saline. She had silicone butt implants in it. If they burst and they started infecting her body, and she was going through a whole bunch of pain and everything like that. So people have to understand that she's had a lot of different surgery. She had like surgery last year, and I know that she's still not done with all this stuff because that silicone was all in her blood system and it really started to affect her body. So, you know, like when I see her jumping up and down, I know she's just happy to be alive because she you know, I was talking to somebody about this the other day. The thing about plastic surgery, because we saw Carly Red on Love and Hip Hop. Carly Red looks completely different. But when you get plastic surgery, that's stuff that you got to have it done right. Because if you don't have it done right, if you get a botched job, it can mess you up. And it's very expensive to correct. And sometimes you can't even correct botched jobs, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's part of K. Michelle's issue is that like she did too much and didn't go to the right people and that sort of thing, and now she's suffering from that. And I do appreciate Kate for being open and honest with her plight because a lot of women have issues with going through cosmetic procedures and then not going to the right person and then it being a bad procedure and them having So we got some folks in the green room. They want to give some comments on some of our shows. Hold on.
Hey.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Masambi Tate, what's up,
Look,
brother?
I'm just coming in just to say that I'm proud of both of you guys.
Thank you, bro.
Very nice show, very good content.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. This is my homie from Savannah State, man. This is my dog right here, man. Man, it's wow. This is a surprise right here. I wasn't even expecting this. You been all right though, bro?
Just working, man. Traveling a lot. It's work though. So, but it's been good. It's been good.
Appreciate it, man. I'm proud of you too, bro. You're doing big things, man.
Hey, we're trying, man. It's a whole team, man. But we're trying. You know, the goal is to retire in less than 10 months. So, we're on the grind hard. So,
I don't know if you. I don't know if we can discuss it if you want to or not, because we can tell everybody, or we can just talk about it at a later. I don't know.
We can talk about it at a later date, but it's here.
so that's what Masambi does. So you're showing the product. So he is in the I can say it right. I can say it. Yeah. So he's in the weed business, dispensary business, and doing very well for himself. And as a black man, and I know that you have
not a lot of black people.
You have a lot of adversity. You have a lot of adversity, being that you are black in this business right here, because there's a lot. You have a lot of stuff that you have to overcome, and you've done it, man. I'm very proud of you.
A whole lot. It's been a long road. Had a lot of speed bumps, and still having a lot of speed bumps.
Yeah.
But what's funny is certain people only deal with you when they want something from you, and that's what we're experiencing now. Like, we're getting a lot of people coming at us for offers. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's good and it's bad. So
yeah. Well, you know what? You're gonna be fine, bro. You got that good energy, man. You keep a positive team around you. You're gonna be good. You're gonna be good.
Man.
Yeah, but I appreciate you coming on, brother.
No problem. You guys keep up the good work, man. I'll talk to you.
Appreciate it. Be good, bro. Right. That's my dog right there. Tate, man.
Yeah, I got a frat brother that owns a dispensary here in Detroit. A medical marijuana dispensary. So maybe we should do a show on black people getting into dispensaries, because that is a market that a lot of black folk are not able to get into, and that we suffer the most from getting arrested for it, and now it's able to be sold free.
Yeah, man. Exactly. So, I mean, it would be great. I would love to do a show with him and, some other people in the business, just to enlighten our listeners on the marijuana business, because it's blowing up right now. Yeah. Like, it's really blowing up. So, again, shouts out to my boy Tate, SSU in the house, checking us out. That's my bro right there. All right, so we got a couple more stories before we wrap up the show. Your girl, and he just said something. Tate just said something interesting about people wanting to get stuff from him. Like, on a maybe like on a friendship level, I guess. Like, we're about to talk about that, because Cardi B, she chopped it up with Mariah Carey about the music industry and industry relationships in the new issue of Interview magazine. Now, Cardi is kind of like how I used to be. She had a hard time. Well, she actually has a hard time differentiating between business friends and real ride or die friends. So the question is, can you be friends with business associates? Now, I will say this. No, I don't think you can be friends with business associates. I used to be in a situation where I was in management, and if you're a manager, you really can't befriend your staff. You could be cool with people, but at the end of the day, this is work, this is a job, this is what we all do. Some people don't understand that, and because I was a person that had like a friendly personality, people, they would trip if I would discipline them. Oh, well, you weren't like that before, and but dog, if you're not doing your job, then I got to do something to correct the situation, so then you won't do it again, right? So I used to go through that situation as far as people on the job, and then I used to have to deal with people in the record industry that would act like they were my friend.
Oh yeah,
it spins on the radio, and I didn't understand it at first. Like, I was like, yo, they're taking me out to this restaurant. We're going to, because that's what they do in the music industry. They wine and dine you so they can get music played on the radio. And it's just a way of doing it without the whole payola thing, even though it is kind of still payola. But that's just how the industry goes. You take people out, you fly them here, you fly them there, all this kind of stuff. And I'm thinking, oh, we're friends and stuff. But as soon as I left the radio station or couldn't do anything for them, would not call, would not check on me or anything like that. And this was like even back in the day, I actually learned this early on from a situation to where somebody in the industry befriended me, even came to my mom's house on Christmas, hung out all the time, acting like we homies and stuff like that. But as soon as I couldn't get a song played, completely cut me off. You know what I'm saying? I was like, but at least I got that at an early age. So I don't think that you can be friends with business associates. It's just got to be business, and you keep your real team, your real squad around you. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, I think so. I've always made it a habit of kind of having a separate life. So I'd be on the fence. I'll say yes and no, because I've like outside of the office, I'm not doing a lot of things with my people who I work with. So we're not going out for drinks afterwards and things like that. We don't do a lot of that. And then two, I was in a space where I've been managing since I was 19 years old. So I've always been managing people, and a lot of times I was always younger than the people I was managing anyway. So like hell, like I didn't want to go out with them, and because we're in different age generations anyway. So like we didn't really have a lot in common or whatever. But like still, just being a young manager, never wanting to kind of blur those lines and stuff like that. Right. So I always wanted to make sure that like y'all didn't see me as somebody who's using my job, or like, yeah, my job was my job, but then my personal life was my personal life. And I always made a point to kind of keep those things separately. So a lot of times, like my folks from my job ain't gonna know people, and the people ain't gonna know nobody from the work or stuff like that. Now there are cases where after work and after I no longer work there, and I've gone on to different places. Like I got interns now, or former employees, or people who I manage who we're friends now, or I might mentor them now. So since we're in a different relationship and that sort of thing, or just knowing who they are and what they're trying to do or whatever in work. Once I left the work or whatever, then our relationship was able to develop into something a little bit more personal. But like, yeah, I'm just like you, is that like business is business, and you got to keep it there, because those lines get blurred and people just take advantage of different situations like that. But the flip side is that like, man, it messes up those like the power to deal make and the power to get stuff done, because like really like what gets stuff done in business period is relationships.
It does, but I
getting those things out together and having those relationships and buying those meals and dinners and stuff, that's the part of getting those relationship things to you, and that's really what you want. And when you cut that out, it eliminates the ability for you to kind of get towards where you want to go. So I get why people still do it, but yeah,
but you just have to know that, you know, you can have a good time. You can go out and because I mean, I did it for 20 years. So even after I realized that, there are some people some colleagues and associates that I still keep in contact with. We're not friends, but we keep in contact, it's hey, how you doing and everything like that. But you have to know where to draw that line as far as on a professional level, because in our industry, people only befriend you because they want something from you. That's just how it goes. You know what I mean? And as far as something. Right, and then I did have people around me at work that were cool, that were we hung out outside of work and everything like that. But these were people that were mature minded, that understood like at the end of the day when we get to work, we got a job, and I'm not gonna snap. And I'm the type of person, I just want everybody to do. I'm gonna do what I got to do. You do your job. We'll get along fine. Right. But when you start slipping, then it's a problem. Then if I call you out, you can't get mad about it. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's it.
I've had a couple of situations where I've had to fire friends of mine.
Damn.
So yeah, I get it. I was 20 years old. I had to fire a friend. So wow. So it's one of those things is that like I like that was a difficult situation to be in, because that hurt me.
Yeah.
Like to have to fire a friend, but she wasn't doing her job. Like you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I can't let you not do your job. And you, my friend. So like early on, I learned at that point, like, nah, boo-boo. It ain't gonna be us, it's gonna be you. Because so like I'm not gonna lose my job because I don't insist that you do yours. Yeah. So insist that you do yours, or I gotta fire you, baby girl.
Exactly. Thanks for checking us out, Everybody Mad Live podcast. We got a shout out to our girl, Eve, the rapper. You know, she's no stranger to television. She had a hit sitcom, Eve, back in the early 2000s. She did The Talk for 4 years on CBS. Now your girl, Eve, is coming back to TV as the lead in the upcoming ABC drama pilot called Queens. Now, this show is going to be pretty dope right here, Sid. This show is actually going to be about 4 women in their 40s who reunite for a chance to recapture their fame that they had back in the 90s. And they were actually hip-hop legends. So it's going to be good. It kind of reminds me of like Salt and Pepper, kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I really, man, I love Eve. I feel like I would say people don't give her props, but sometimes Eve does go under the radar because she was one of those women in hip hop that's been successful, that's consistently put out music, that's had success in television, film, and music. You know, so like you got to give Eve her props, man.
I thought she was gone. I thought we had lost Eve because she found that husband, who was a British husband. So I was like, oh yeah, like she going off into the sunset and she's about to live her best life doing absolutely whatever she wanted to do because her husband is worth $60 million. You know?
How about that? She did it the right way.
Like we was done with Eve, the rapper, and Eve, the actress, but like when she came back on the host of View, I was like, oh, okay, I like this. I like seeing Eve a part of stuff, and then to see her expressing her acting talent as well. I'm excited to get that back because she's definitely one of the talent. But let me tell you, if any white person from Britain wants to sweep me off my feet with $60 million, I'll be more than willing to make sure.
No doubt.
I'll make sure that house runs.
Right, and it was so funny with Eve too because this dude, like you would think the way Eve is, you would think that she would get like with a white dude like John B, a cat with some swag, but like this is just a regular white dude, like appearance, you know what I'm saying? Like, but he just got that bread. You said what?
I think he was a skateboarder too. Like he just had activities that he just loved. Like I think he was a capitalist and something else. Maximilian Cooper.
Yeah. You wouldn't even think that Eve and him would end up together because this is a Philly chick, you know what I mean? And Eve is always kept it 100, like in everything that she did. So it's just kind of funny to see Eve with this cat right here. But opposites attract. He's happy. She's living her best life. This cat's worth a lot of money. And you know, the thing is, Eve don't even need his money. So you know it's got to be some kind of an attraction.
Yeah, I'm happy for her, and I'm happy to see her back.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, somebody else is making moves in the film industry and TV industry is your boy Quavo from Migos. He actually just landed a role in a new film with Robert De Niro called Wash Me River. And it's going to be an action thriller movie about a recovering drug addict hoping to retaliate against a drug lord who killed his lover. They're currently filming right now in Puerto Rico, and congratulations to Quavo for that. I ain't mad, man.
Nice stuff. He's getting on his entrepreneurial kick and making his money work for him, and so I love when people use that use rap as just like to get you in the door and kind of use that to get you some other streams of income coming in.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of what he's doing. I never had known him prior to starting to do this podcast. Like this podcast has kept me up on my. Otherwise, I would have never known who the hell Quavo or Cuervo or who nobody is. Like Hush Puppy, I don't know nobody named no Hush Puppy.
Yeah, I didn't know Hush Puppy either. I was like, who the hell? But everybody was talking about because he was a fraud. But Quavo, you should know who Quavo is. Said we got it. I'm glad that we're doing the podcast.
Quavo actually took that private jet and went up to go grab the homie too.
Yes, he did. He went to go get Bobby Shmurda, who got out of jail recently because of good behavior after being behind bars for 6 years, which was wild. I was kind of surprised because when Bobby was locked up, he was actually hit with 11 violations while he was in jail, including having a shank, drug possession, and fighting. But apparently he was able to clean up his behavior so he could get an early release. And everybody was like, damn, because if you recall, Bobby was sentenced to 6 to 7 years after copping a plea deal back in 2016 to conspiracy to commit murder, reckless endangerment, drug and gun possession, and more. So it was like, damn, Bobby Shmurda out already?
That's that money.
Yeah, man, that's all it is. Don't get it twisted, because your average cat that would be charged with that many offenses would not be able to get out of jail like that, bro. Trust me, it was all money. Somebody's getting money under the table, and he got out.
money gets you good attorneys, and we're finding out the better your attorney is, the better the justice is that you're gonna get.
Absolutely. Very true. Hey, speaking of jailbirds, Sheree's prison bae from the Real Housewives, Sheree from the Real Housewives, her prison bae, Tyrone Gillum, he just got out of a correctional facility in Kentucky last week and has been spending all of his time with Sheree in Philly. Now, notice I said Philly, not here in the ATL, but in Philly. What's that all about now? What's really all that about? So this is the thing. He received early release due to COVID-19 spreading in the jail. Tyrone, he did a 10-year bid for wire fraud. No word yet, though, on when he's moving into Chateau Sheree because, I mean, yo, she got that big-ass crib down here in the A.
Yeah, why are you in Philly?
Philly, what's that all about, bro?
Is he in a federal pen in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like she should have moved on, man. She's a woman.
Married.
There was talk that there were rumors that they were married at one point in time, but she debunked that. She said it wasn't true. I just feel like, she could do better, but I get it. You can't help who you in love with. They had been together for 10 years and, she was having conjugal visits with him. I'm just making that up. I don't know if that's true or not, but I know that. Go ahead, Seth.
What we also don't know is, remember that episode where they was trying to find out if Nene gave him, what's the medical term? Fellatio.
Right, because he claimed that Nene gave him head.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't know if that's true or not.
Bottom of that.
Yeah, I don't know. But see, for him to even say something like that, that's kind of like tells me what kind of cat he is. Like, why would you say that? Well, I guess he's trying to clap back because she was trying to call him a fraud or something like that. But
which he was, because you went to jail for fraud.
You went to jail for fraud. So where the lie at? Where the lie? That's all I'm saying. But I don't know. I would really like to see Sheree with someone a little bit more stable that has it together. It's kind of like Apollo, like these cats that do this fraud and stuff. Like people like that, I don't know. They're a little bit sketchy to me.
Yeah.
You gotta like still keep one eye on them. Like even in the relationship, like. I don't know.
And then to be out, like he gonna have some things he wants to do when he gets back into civilization too. So but it just hurts when you see that women, because she's a pretty woman. And she had a bad relationship with Bob Whitfield. He was very abusive to her. So you see her get out of that, but then you see her get into a relationship with someone who has a criminal past, and like no one wants to broad stroke people who do time with it, because I do believe people deserve second chances and that sort of thing. So I'm not going to say that it's bad for her, but like, if you just left an abusive husband, like it kind of seems kind of weird to kind of go enter into a relationship with someone who is incarcerated when you start the relationship, and it just continues that. So I wish her luck.
Yeah, good luck, Sheree.
Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, good luck, Sheree. All right, so the last story that we have for you tonight. Healthcare for Megan Thee Stallion, is it in her future? Well, she just turned 26 this past Monday and responded to a fan in a since-deleted tweet that she still intends on opening up an assisted living facility in her hometown of Texas with the money that she's making from being in the rap game, and she's actually expecting to graduate this fall. Now, this coincides with the goals Megan had prior to bursting onto the scene. Back in the day, she was a full-time student at Texas Southern University studying health administration. Now, although her career is booming right now, she is like the hottest chick in the rap game. She says that she still wants to become a part-time student, and she's maintained that she plans to finish her goal in school. So I feel like she's definitely to be commended. Education is everything. I feel like she's being a great role model for the young girls out there, saying, okay, look, I got this rap career, but I'm going to still go back to school. She doesn't even have to do that, because at the end of the day, the rap game, it's not going to last forever.
Yeah. She
gotta have something to fall back on, so why not get certified in something so she can open up that assisted living facility? And then guess what? She might open up a bunch of them across the United States just off of her degree alone. So I give her props for that.
Megan Thee Stallion Medicare. Well, I try to give her some help, but
Right.
All the papers we call Stallion Air.
Right. Hey, so we're wrapping everything up, man. We had a real good show, and we really appreciate everybody checking us out this evening. Had a couple of surprises. My boy, well, not a couple, but my boy Tate. Shouts out to you, Tate, for jumping in live with us. Don't forget, every week you can jump in on the conversation. Solo.2/everybody-mad, and don't forget to like and subscribe on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Check us out wherever podcasts are available. We're everywhere. And we're taking over. Trust and believe, we're taking over. What you got to say, Sid?
What we taking over?
We taking over the podcast airwaves. We're going to be everywhere.
Bet. And that only happens if people share us and like us and do it.
That's right.
Yeah, it's been cool. So I get my vaccine shot tomorrow. I'm excited about that. I'll tell you all about it. So that'll be my first dose. My second dose is March the 26th. So I'll be free and clear. By the time Easter comes out, I'll have both my shots out, and maybe I can come outside and play with the rest of the people come April and May. So I'm excited about that. We got to talk about our cabin trip too.
Oh yeah, we still got to talk about that.
Yeah, we got
to get like the group, get everybody together and see if we're gonna do the cabin trip. But I'm for it. I want to do it.
We're paid for, so we might as well do it.
That's what I'm saying. So shit, we gotta talk about that, bro. Right after we get off the air.
We just gotta pick a date.
Yeah, man. Hey, but again, thanks everybody for rocking with us. And don't forget, you can follow us on social media at Kenya Kabine1 on Facebook and Kenya Kabine on Twitter and Instagram.
All right, I'm Sad Lover everywhere, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You can also follow us at solo.2/everybody-mad. That's the place where you can get all of our YouTube stuff. We put a lot of work into our YouTube, so that way you can see the videos. Because sometimes it takes a lot to find what you want. Because I know we do hour shows, we do hour and 15-minute shows. So if you go to our YouTube page, you'll see that we have clips of everything. So we have 2-minute clips here, we have 5-minute clips here. So we have the subject. So if you want to find out about Gorilla Glue Girl, we got a video about her. If you want to find out about Central Park Karen, we got a video about. So we've done a YouTube page so where it makes it easy for you to find out and see past episodes and also past clips. So that way you ain't got to search through the whole hour and 15 minutes just to find what you wanted to find.
Right.
So yeah, so please check us out, solo.2/everybody-mad. But with that being said, we'll see you next week. Same time, same bat channel. Thanks for joining us.